morning from our second day already here in Albania. We're already in the next city actually. We took a 2-hour bus ride from Tirana and we are right now in Berat, which is kind of a UNESCO World Heritage city. It is around 2 hours, as I said, away from Tirana in the south. Just trying to not get hit by a car. And essentially it is a city that is built kind of in between two hills, around two hills. And in the past it used to be separated into one part, which is the more traditionally Christian, I think it's Orthodox part, which is the part that we are walking in right now. And then the other side was the Ottoman kind of Muslim part. And yeah, it is apparently a really beautiful city. It is very hilly though, so you have to more or less walk up to get anywhere. And yeah, we've been in Albania for maybe a little bit over, or a little bit under 24 hours now. And the first impression is that it is actually very safe, I would say. So, you know, you often hear about people talking how dangerous it can be in Albania, but I think it's mostly safe. The only thing that is a little bit worrying is the way that people drive here. It is very wild, especially like on the roads. They oftentimes just kind of skip the lanes. They drive 100 kilometers per hour in a 50 kilometers per hour zone while talking on the phone with one hand and talking with somebody else on the bus. So that's a little bit worrying, but it should be fine as long as we don't die in a car crash. Yeah, right now we are just going to walk up all the way essentially. Our guest house was a little bit hard to find, but it's essentially here above the hills. And yeah, Julie is free of her luggage, so she can move around freely. And our first stop here in Berat is going to be the castle, which is actually right behind me over there. So our taxi driver, in very broken English, I think explained to us that there was a monarch here in 1344, so 1344. And I think that's all of the history we know for now about the castle, but we will learn more. And as I said, there are still people living inside the castle, so it's kind of like still normal houses, and it's yeah, that's kind of interesting. But also you get the really beautiful view from the castle out on the city. And yeah, afterwards we're gonna probably go down again because we want to explore the other kind of halves of the city as well. Oh, and it's also really hot today. It's like 30 degrees, but thankfully it got a little bit cloudy, so the sun isn't burning on us as it was before. So we are in Verad Castle right now, and as you can see, these are all kind of like normal houses, so people still live in them, and there's also some restaurants and everything. And yeah, it is pretty spacious, so you get some really good views, because this is essentially the top of the hill from here. So you have everything kind of laid out right around you. You can see our guest house from there, and then on the other hand side, where we're going right now, there you're gonna be able to see the very famous like 1000 window view, which I'll show you just a little bit later. There was also when we were at the beginning of the castle, there was an old lady, and she was picking figs, and she waved at us and told us to stand underneath the wall, and then she just started kind of throwing figs at us, and Julia was catching them, trying to catch them like this with her dress.
I kept jumping.
Oh yeah, but they just kept jumping off. But the figs were really good, I liked them. a lot like very sweet, fresh figs. So that was a good kind of small starter for lunch. But we're gonna also try to find something inside the castle for lunch a little bit later. We are now at the main viewpoint of the castle. So you can see the city. So as you can see, it's kind of split in two with the river running in between it. And as I said, I think that part of it, if I'm wrong, I'm gonna correct myself down below. But I think that part of it was the Ottoman part when it was kind of under Ottoman rule, and then this part, which is kind of the Orthodox, Christian Orthodox, I guess, part. And there are kind of two bridges, one over there and then one over here, that kind of connect the two parts. We're gonna later on cross over one of the bridge, and that's also where you can get kind of the iconic view of all of these houses from that side. And then in the evening, hopefully, we can also go climb up to this hill. This is a little bit of a secret spot, but there's a little hiking path. It takes around 10-20 minutes to hike to the top, and from there you have a great view on both sides, from on this side with the houses, and then also on the other side, on the side that we are on right now. And yeah, I think for now we're just gonna chill a bit. I want to fly my drone, get some nice drone footage, and then probably just eat something at one of the restaurants here in the castle. Thank you. That's it.
이죠.
So we just visited the Ethnographic Museum of Berat, what you can see behind me. So it's a museum. It cost 300 lek to enter. I think most things that we did actually cost 300 lek. So far the castle was also 300 lek, which is around, I guess, $3 or something. And yeah, you can see some of the history of this area. You can see some of the traditional woodwork and cloth work and everything. It's a nice little round, and they also have some cats in the garden. So I don't know if they're always there. I can't guarantee that. But yeah, right now we're just gonna go walk down to the city again, where we started from the bus station, and we're gonna have the view of the 1,000 windows. Then maybe take up a short hike, and yeah, then go find something to eat for dinner, and then we're gonna have to hike up again to get to our guest house. But yeah, let's go down. hear me because it's really windy, but the view that you can see behind me over here, these are kind of like the 1,000 windows. I was wrong when I was at the top. It was not this side, but it's actually this side where the castle is as well. So this is the most iconic view that you can get of Berat, which is this kind of 1,000 windows. I don't know if it's actually 1,000, but quite a lot of windows, and it's right next to the river and everything. It looks really nice. And yeah, you can just cross this bridge, and then once you're on this side, you can get this iconic view. And yeah, might just take a time lapse here or something, or maybe we're gonna try to climb to the top of this side to see an even better view of this, but we'll see. And we've made it to the top. So this is the top of Gorica mountain. This part of the city is called Gorica, and the other one is called. And essentially what you can do is there is a hiking trail. I can put like an all trails map down below if you want to do it yourself, but it only takes like 30 minutes or something. And then you are at this very beautiful viewpoint, and here you can see both halves of the city. You can see Gorica, and then you can see on the other side the 1,000 windows, and you can see all of Verad Castle and everything. And in that direction you can see the plain landscape of Albania. So yeah, and as you can see, we are the only people here, because I don't think a lot of people know about this spot or are bothered to come here. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. And yeah, we're just gonna hang around a little bit, relax. I'm gonna shoot some videos and pictures and maybe fly my drone as well. And then we're gonna go down to have some dinner somewhere and then go back to our hotel. But yeah, for now, let's enjoy this beautiful view up from Mount Gorica. So that was our visit to Mount Gorica. I would recommend if you're in Berat maybe and you have some time coming up here, because it's definitely the best view, especially right now at around sunset. As you can see, it's really beautiful. There was a little bit of a strong wind coming in, but once you go 5 meters away from the edge, the wind is essentially gone. And yeah, it's otherwise really beautiful mountain. You can get, just trying not to stumble and die. You can get a really beautiful view out towards both sides, as I said, and it is completely free and also very untouristy, as you can see, the only people here. So yeah, highly recommend it, and I'm going to put the description on how to get there, as I said, in the description down below. And yeah, right now we're just gonna go back down, same route. It's around 20 minutes or so walking. And one thing that you notice in Albania, very unfortunately, is the amount of trash everywhere, like on this hiking trail. I guess it's not really an official hiking trail, but on this hiking path, there is so much trash at every corner. Like, people just dump their trash wherever it seems here. So yeah, there's just garbage everywhere, like plastic bottles, plastic packaging, and all sorts of, other garbage, which is a little bit unfortunate because the nature otherwise would be really nice. But yeah, hopefully that will change in the future as more tourism hopefully will come to Albania, and people will hopefully be taking a little bit more care of their nature and everything. recording. Right now sitting at kind of the main, or next to the main roads in the city, and what you will notice in Albania is that once it turns dark and once it turns night, people just kind of go for a walk, so that's kind of like a traditional thing. I think if you would be up on the castle right now, people would also do that. But yeah, right now, this is also a really popular road, like the main road in the town. It's only for pedestrians, so people enjoy walking there. There's bars around, there's some restaurants, and people just kind of like socialize here. So that's something that you will always find in Albania. It was the same thing yesterday in Tirana when we were at kind of the lake. People were just kind of walking around at night, and especially since it's a weekend, it's Saturday today, so a lot of people out. Anyhow, we are also out. Maybe we're gonna eat something. Julie has been a little bit pregnant the entire day, so her stomach hurts, so we'll see if we can eat something.
Toilet から出てきた人も一緒に。
And we are back in climbing the hill back up to our guest house. Maybe we should have just picked our guest house down at the bottom. But yeah, it's around a 20-minute climb. And yeah, we went to a restaurant. It wasn't good. They have a really great view out on like the 1,000 houses, but there's only like 3 tables that have that view. Ours unfortunately wasn't one of them. But there were also some cats there. One of them scratched me. So yeah, wouldn't recommend the restaurant, so I'm not gonna name it. But yeah, going back on the top, I think Berat was a really nice city. It's very different from Tirana. Not particularly modern, very old architecture, UNESCO World Heritage and everything. So please tune in for the next episode of our Albania travels. And until then, as always, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Good night. Well, good night.